Close the door. So we're going to close ourselves off in this gallery here in my aunt's house. And I'm so excited to be with you. Hopefully some of my Facebook friends are joining. Hopefully some of my LinkedIn friends will join. I don't know. I didn't get to tell them to join me live, but it's just exciting to be here with you tonight. And tonight, the broadcast is dedicated to it's businesses for people who care. It's those businesses that are for people who care. So we're going to give you some information tonight about starting businesses for people who care. I'm in Arkansas, and I'm doing this broadcast live here from Arkansas. Some of you watch, if you're on Facebook, some of you watched the video live of me talking about my hometown, and then I'm in my hometown on tonight. Come to visit my aunts here in Arkansas, and so I'm thankful to be here. You might hear some more about that later, but for now, I'm going to spend this time trying to give you some information about businesses for people who care. Now, don't turn away if you're not necessarily interested in the childcare business, the adult daycare business, or any other business where you offer services to people who are in need, for disabled people or whoever that you're offering care to. Don't turn away, because there's information for anyone who is interested in starting a business. We hope we can give you something within this 20 minutes that's going to really help add value to your life. That's what this broadcast is about. I'm your speaker, teacher, and reacher, Babbi Wright. The program provides finely made easy tips and tools and about fundraising, education, sources, supports and training for first generation entrepreneurs, and also for who are starting businesses and nonprofits, and 21st century career seekers. So that's what the program is designed to do. If you are trying to start a business, and maybe you're the first person in your generation that is starting a business, this show is for you. You may be the only person. You may be a minority. I'm encouraging minorities to start businesses. And to me, minorities have always been in business, but a lot of times our businesses are not necessarily set up legal. So we're trying to provide that information for you to help you start these businesses in a legal fashion. So we're going to give you all the tools and tips to help you meet the regulatory requirements of your city, state, and federal governments. Hopefully you will get some of those tips as you go, so that you don't have to be looking over your shoulder. You don't have to be worried that somebody's going to come and shut you down. Now, the things that I talk about on this broadcast, let me tell you, I've experienced it. It's things that I experienced in my 16 years of being an entrepreneur. And I'm still an entrepreneur, but it's just so much easier now because I'm doing what comes natural. So it was a lot harder when I was trying to go against the grain, but I'm doing what I love, and that's easy. So the show's mission is to increase the number of first generation and minority entrepreneurs within this decade. That is the whole mission of this. I mean, if we can give you that BizFest information, like the funding, the education, the supports, and the training, then hopefully you can take that and then increase those businesses. Because I tell you, for a few years ago in Kansas City, I know there was 8% minority businesses. And one of the stats that I looked at showed that we had dropped way down in the number of businesses. I believe it was 3%. And that was after 9/11. That was after 2007. That was after the crash of 2009, I believe, or the real estate market, I think, crashed in 2009. The stock market crashed in 2007. Well, after those, we lost a lot of the ground that had been gained, and Kansas City had more businesses than some of the other areas. So that kind of happened to us. So we have to really watch what we're doing in order to increase those businesses. But as I said in the last broadcast, this is not just for minorities. This is for first generation entrepreneurs, because a lot of you, you've always had a job. You've always worked for somebody, and now you find yourself without a job. Maybe you've made six figures and now you're down to $15 an hour and you're having to learn how to live again. Well, this show is for you, because one thing I want to tell you is when you think about some businesses, and I can call them by name, some of those old businesses that went out of business, and you say, wow, I really miss Kmart. I really miss Sears. I really miss this one. Why don't you look online? They're still there. They didn't go out of business. They went online. And what they want you to do is they want you to buy online. Now they don't have to have employees. They don't have to have some of those things that they used to have to have. They can save a lot of money by doing this on the internet. They can set their things in Amazon and let Amazon sell them. Let Amazon deliver it. Let Amazon worry about it. Let Amazon Prime worry about it. They don't have to worry about it anymore. But a lot of them still have their businesses. Well, I hear 9,000 more are going to go out now. Well, what's going to happen for those people who are working for those businesses? There's not necessarily a whole bunch of jobs, but there's lots of opportunity to start your own business. So that's where we come in. All right, so let's get right into it. Part 3. I have this broadcast kind of broke up into parts. I have my welcome, my show mission and vision. I have my tips, tools, and techniques. So that's where we are now. As far as my for-profits, my funding tools and tips, I want to talk to you about the 7 streams of income. Now, this is for my nonprofit side, because I'm giving you some things on the nonprofit side, some things on the for-profit side, because we kind of trying to get you to go either way, whichever one of those ways you want to go. For the nonprofit side, there's about of income. There's your individual income. That's money that you get from the individuals. There's your retail income. Number 2 is retail. That's where you're going to the store. You're going to a store like, I won't call the name of stores, but there's, I'll call a couple of them, Walmart, Target, those kind of stores. You're going into those department stores, and you can ask the manager to donate hot dogs to your event or to your business or whatever it is that you are trying to do. The third one is the corporate sponsorships. So that same store has a corporate office that may give you funding if you're having an annual event for your child care center, or you have an annual event for your, and I've got to stop that saying all, but you've got an annual event that you're doing and you need someone to buy a table. Well, that's where those corporate sponsorships come in. We also have number 4, which is going to be your foundation grant. So you may have gone to Walmart for your retail store hot dogs. You may go to Walmart for your corporate sponsorship. You may go to Walmart for your foundation grant. So that's the first 4 levels. The next level is your local government. You may be able to get funding from your local government. The next level is state. The next one is federal. Some people just want to start at federal, but you have to start at the beginning. One of my clients sold popcorn balls until she had enough money to get her 501c3 documents prepared. So there are lots of different things that you have to do, whether you're starting a care business or whether you're starting something else. So those are the 7 for the nonprofit. Now, for that for-profit side, a lot of people get money from family and friends, angel investors. They'll go to people and try to get money from there. So those are some of the ways that you can get money. Starting a child care center, if it's going to be nonprofit, then you may end up going to some of that 7 layers of funding that I just mentioned. If you are for-profit, you may have to go to those family and friends and let them know what you are trying to do. And you have to have that budget ready, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead on and keep going. So that's our funding area. Now, eventually, I'm going to start giving you some grants that are available. And I will tell you, in the care business, especially on the child care side, there are some funding coming out from the state. The government is starting to understand that they do need to put money in the child care area. I know in the Kansas City area, they did not pass a legislation for child care to be paid for through taxes, but those things are moving closer and closer, and a lot of the states have Head Start money. They have other different kinds of money, so there are some grants out there. And most of the time when we talk about these businesses, we will give you some grants. But if you're interested in grants for starting your care business, you might want to look at on your local government level, your state government level first. Look at those first. And you can also go to your community foundations and those kind of things. As far as education is concerned, I spoke to you about expert ratings, but there's also a lot of online classes. You can go to some of these online platforms to where they already have those courses set up. I hope to have my course set up so that you can take my grant writing finally made easy class. Right now, you can take it in Kansas City at one of the local colleges. And if you call them and sweet talk them, they may fix it to where you can take it nationally. And if any of you are interested and you contact me, I will let the colleges know, hey, I got some people out there from other cities, because I have people driving in from St. Louis and people driving in from all kinds of places in Illinois taking the class. I've also set up classes to where I'm doing them online digitally through Zoom in Illinois and different places. So if you want to attend the class, just let me know and we'll work that out to where you can have a class. So that's some of the education. But Babbi Wright is not the only one, because Babbi Wright hopefully is building a dream team. And that dream team is going to help us do what we need to do, because I can't do it by myself. I'm just one person, and I'm full-time grant writer for the Kansas City Public Schools. So that's where I spend most of my time. So I've got to connect you with those conduits that can help you get to where you need to be. So stick with me and we're going to get this thing together. If you're a dream builder, go to my website, certifieddreambuilder.com, and sign up so that once we get that platform set up, you will be able to be one of those dream builders that can tell what you're doing. I have lots of people contacting me now saying, hey, I do this, I do that, I do it other. I want to be able to call your name on here and say, this person is the person to call for this, that, or the other. So that's what we're trying to build, because I realize I can't do it all. I'm just one person. I'm here in Arkansas with family members right now, and we're working some things out. So you can't do everything. You got to take care of your family. You got to have some work-life balance. You got to take care of your kids. You got to do everything you got to do. You can't do it all. So I'm connecting you with funding, education, support, and training. Okay, so let me go to the support. There's websites out there like Charity Navigator and idealist.com and .org. Sorry. There's those websites out there can help you with your nonprofit. In Kansas City, you got KC Support Link. You've got the Kauffman Foundation. We've nationally, you've got the SBA. There's lots of different organizations out there. Also, I wanted to tell the for-profit businesses, make sure that you check your city to see if you got that economic opportunity zone. If you are in an economic opportunity zone, there's funding for lots of different things. So check before all that money is gone to other people who don't live in the neighborhood, who don't even care anything about the neighborhood. Make sure that you check. And I heard somebody, I was riding with somebody the other day, and I heard them say, you know, they had that kind of business there and that kind of business there and that kind of business, and they didn't own it. This is in their neighborhood, but they didn't own it. It was like those people set up businesses. No, hey, we're stopping that. You are a first generation entrepreneur. So what? I don't care if you're alien. I don't care if you're black, white, green, orange. You first generation. You can do this. Babbi Wright did it. You can do it. I'm serious. From the kitchen sink to an award-winning ink, you can do it. So don't tell yourself that you can't. You can't. Okay, let me keep going. Because let me put my glasses on, because see, from a distance, I got to be able to look and see. Oh my goodness. Okay, time's getting away. So let me go ahead on and finish here. As far as training is concerned, again, we talked about the SBA. You can come back and listen to these videos. Listen to my videos over and over until you get it. If you're not getting it the first time, come back. Listen again. I need you to come back and listen again. Make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends you got somebody else who's interested in the care business. And I haven't even gotten to the care yet. I'm getting ready to get to the care now. So this is for businesses, for people who care. That could be childcare. That could be adult daycare. That could be transitional living. You could be a foster parent in your home. Yes, you can set that up as a business, because I'm telling you, W-2 earners are in trouble right now. Now, that'll have to be a whole personal finance lesson in itself. And that might have to be another channel, because I'm not doing much about personal finance on here except for businesses. But if you are a child care center, you should have a business set up, because as much as you might love those children, I mean, you've got to be able to handle your business, because in many cases, the state does not pay you enough to take care of those children the way you want to take care of them. I'm a witness. I was a foster parent, love my babies, but the state didn't pay me enough to take care of those children the way they need to be taken care of. Babbi Wright had to go in her pocket. But at the time, I wasn't smart enough to set up a business so that at least I could get those write-offs when I'm buying them the things that they needed in order to be sustained. So now you want to get your attorney, you want to get your accountant to make sure you do things right, but set up that business. You must not just be a W-2 earner in this day and time. You need to have those multiple streams of income. Yes, you need to balance, you need to take care of yourself, but I tell you, Charles Koch, balance is just a joke, because that man is way up in age, and I done told you, he flies into Wichita every week. Every day. To his job. He flies in, and he's one of the richest men in America. So if he has to work, what do you think about you? Yes, you're going to have to work. Okay, so businesses for people who care. The first thing you want to do is you want to do that research. You want to make sure that you know what you are doing. You need to research the statistics and know if this business is even being supported. And you need to know the oh my goodness, I want to say STEM. That education is messing me up right now. You need to know your SWOT, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, your threats. How are you going to know that? You're going to know that from research. You need to know what the pests are. The pest is political concerns, economic concerns, technological concerns, social concerns. That's what the pests are. So when you're doing your research, you're checking out your SWOT analysis for the childcare business. Is it even worth it to do a child care center if all the schools are going to open child care centers? Because a lot of child care centers closed down. That was a lot of businesses that we lost because a lot of the schools started to do child care. I think sometimes the schools step back a little bit when they have to change those boo diapers that smell like adults. I think sometimes they step back a little bit because those teachers are like, I go to school, change diapers. So sometimes that opens doors for my home care providers. But you shouldn't just be doing home care provider and cooking around the kids and all this. You need to set up a real business. So this is what this is all about. If you don't know anything about business, keep listening. I'm going to give you some things. So this week is for those, I'm going to give you some tips. This week is for those people who care. Businesses for people who care. I've got one aunt. We call her Bonnie. We love her. Bonnie is a care person. She gives care. That's her gift. That's not mine. That is her gift. And that's what she does. She's super good at it. If your gift is frying chicken, as I always say, fry the chicken. Whatever your gift is, do it. But this time we're talking about businesses for people who genuinely care. All right. So, and then you want to develop your business plan. Your business plan answers the 5 W's. I know I talk about the 5 W's for the nonprofit and for the for-profit. You got to answer them for both of them. Who, what, when, where, why. And then the H is the how much. So you need to be able to answer those questions if you are planning on writing a business plan. You have to know who your competition is. You have to know what you're going to provide, your operating hours. All of those things have to be determined before you start the business. Let's look at this time and see how we're doing. Okay, so you want to also develop your financial plan. Your financial plan is where you're going to get this money. Remember, I told you earlier about the 7 different income streams for the nonprofit. So you can get individuals to help you in the beginning. Like I've got one client, we worked on her 501c3 document prep probably 30 days ago, and she's already gotten her 501c3, got her first donation today. I believe she picked it up today. So that don't happen for everybody, but it happened for her. So it can happen. So you may have to let people know what you're doing so that they can donate to your organization, but you got to plan. And for the nonprofits, you need to know how much is coming from individuals, how much is coming if you're going to go to the government for funding because you're doing a public service. People are not giving you money just to do what you want to do. They're giving you money to do what they want done. One of the days when I talk about grants or when I talk about certain other things, you'll hear me talking about how when you're getting grant money, they want you to do what they want done. So with the financial plan, you have to determine where those streams of income from, whether if you're on the for-profit side, whether it's coming from your family, friends, angel investors, whether you're going to try to go to Shark Tank, if you really got a product that you have invented, because that seems to be the only people that they want to invest in is if you have a patent, something brand new, rather than something that you ordering from somebody else and they got control over it, really. Okay. So then you want to, your next step would be your branding, making sure that you have your website. It's hard to do business without a website these days, people. You must have a website, and your website needs to be probably better than mine. I'm working on mine, but your website needs to be better than mine. I'm looking for good people. So your website has to be better than mine. The next step would be your regulatory requirements. That's number 5, your regulatory requirements. That's, do you need a license? And if you're doing childcare for more than 4 kids in Kansas City, you definitely need a license. Now, there might be some other places that's different. But when I say Kansas City, I'm not talking about the whole city. I'm not talking about the greater Kansas City area, because Kansas City has one rule, Grandview has a rule, Raytown has a rule, and that's the same thing in your community. You want to check to see what your community rules are. Your community is going to tell you what the rules are for you doing the care business, whether you're caring for people's hair, you're caring for children, you care. They have rules, and you can't just go set up. Now I know the state of Kansas says they don't license braiders, because they say braiding pulls hair, so they don't license anything that pulls hair. So if you want to open a braiding establishment in the state of Kansas, unless they've changed the rules since I last checked, you can open a braiding establishment with no license in Kansas. But if you go across the street to Missouri, no such luck. You need those 1,500 hours. So you've got to know what those regulatory requirements are. Next, the accounting system. You want to know what your accounting system is. And I talked to you about that last time. So those of you who've been in my class online, you should know what you take in minus what you pay out is what you have left. So you want to make sure that you know what that is. Your business location. Oh my God. Your business location is major. That's number 7. And there's 9 of them. Your business location is major. You want to know where you're going to locate, because if you pick the wrong location, that could determine the success or failure of your care business. So for those, and not only your care business, that's for any business that you start. I could name this care for any business, but with the care business, you definitely want to locate, because they say, as far as statistics is concerned, for child care centers, people won't travel more than 2 miles for child care. So you want to locate so that people can easily get to you. Number 8, get your team ready. That means your job descriptions. Well, you're hiring, your job descriptions and all of that. And if you don't have your financing and ducks in a row, you can't hire anybody. So you got to make sure that you've got your ducks in a row before you hire people. In your nonprofits, you want to make sure that you're not just getting a 1-year grant. Because if you get a 1-year grant and then you hire somebody, these people are thinking they're going to have a business that's going to last them a long time. You don't want to be like our great presidents, because with our presidents, they are only in office for so long, then they are gone. So you don't want to be like the presidents when you're hiring them. You want to make sure that you're hiring them and that you're going to be able to sustain them. So watch and see. My aunt loves Obama, so you will see everything in this house Obama, because that's where my studio is today, because I am in the land. Well, when I went to school here, it was the land of opportunity. I'm in Arkansas. Okay, so I want to tell, that's it. The marketing, last one, marketing. You want to make sure that you're marketing. You can't just market for your for-profit. Yes, for-profits definitely have to market. Nike don't make shoes, they market shoes. Apple don't make Apple, the iPhone, they market the iPhone. Somebody else makes the iPhone. Blow you away. Look it up. Anyway, don't take my word for it. Anything I say, look it up. So you want to make sure you market. As far as the nonprofit is concerned, you are marketing to 2 different people, as I talked about it last time. Whether you are a care business or any other kind of business, if you are caring for children, you've got to market, whether you're for-profit or nonprofit. But you also have to market to your donors if you are a nonprofit. That's the only difference. I don't care what type of business it is, whether it's a care business or some other business, you've got to market to your donors, and you've got to market to your customers to make sure they keep coming back. You've got 2 people to come back. On the business side, usually you're marketing to your customers. You got to convince the banks to give you money initially, but after that, your job is to market to your customers. But the nonprofit has a double marketing job to do. Okay, I want to tell you about the workshops that I've got coming up. I've got a workshop coming up at Longview College in Kansas City. That's going to be Saturday, February 8th from 10 to 12. Now, fly into Kansas City, whatever you have to do. If I have to help get you the hotels that are near where the college is, there is hotels near the college. There's all kinds of things near the college. It's a nice area. So if you're interested in coming to that Longview workshop, I know it's only 2 hours, but it's worth it. It's worth your time. But we might also be able to call the college and see if we can get a feed for you. So just let me know if you're interested and you're not in Kansas City. For those of you that are national, we can set this up to where you can get it. You want to host one for your church, we can set it up to where we can do it through Zoom. We're national. We're not just where we are now. Thank God we can blow up the box. I can work anywhere. I look at the people that are listening to this broadcast, and they are coming from somewhere everywhere. Oh my goodness, I'm going over in time. Okay, this is it. Well, don't miss out on the next class. As I said, find the link to register and enroll for one of the Finally Made Easy classes on my website, certifieddreambuilder.com. Certifieddreambuilder.com. Go there, register for the classes, or go to Longview College, go to Metropolitan Community Colleges. It's mcckc.org, I believe. No, .edu. mcckc.edu, and put my name in, Barbara Wright, and they should come up. Well, if the Lord should delay his coming, tune in again next Thursday, and hopefully I'll be back. I'm working on this each week so that we can make it better. I appreciate you guys. Please subscribe. Tell someone else to subscribe. If you want it to get better, you want it to keep going on, subscribe. All right, we'll chat with you later. Have a great day.